You're about to voyage to experience the universe in a whole new way. The way that people have experienced the reality without the time dimension. Stay tuned.
In the presence of deformation, formation appears. With the formation, the deformation appears. This is one truth in nature. This behavior suggests us to believe in the existence of life cycles, though it doesn't visible in reality. However, as humans we agreed to believe set of theories in non-realistic academic world to understand things happen around in nature when realistic conditions make contact with each other. Let's keep that in mind and move forward with this cyber voyage.
To understand things, let's group one formation cycle and deformation cycle into one unit and call it a Great Aeon or Mahakalpa. This Great Aeon is not limited to one galaxy but for the cluster of 1 trillion galaxies. This clustering helps maintaining the balance between relative forces during the changes of the cluster. Mahakalpa or the Great Aeon is divided into 4 equal eons called Asankhya-kalpa. Asankhya means multitudinous. Here multitudinous means fluctuates with many other causes, therefore, the duration of an Asankhya-kalpa can be vary according to many other facts in each Great Aeon. As per the nature of each Asankhya-kalpa, they are named as Aeon of Evolution or Vivata-kalpa, Aeon of Evolution Duration or Vivata-esti-kalpa, Aeon of Dissolution or Sanvattakalpa, Aeon of Dissolution Duration or Sanvatta-esti-kalpa. However, it is advisable to not to focus on these names. Each Asankhya-kalpa is again divided into 20 units called Antarkalpa.
During the initialization cycles or the first quarter of the Great Aeon called the Aeon of Evolution, which happens after every duration of dissolution, all 1 trillion galaxies related to our Milky Way are being formed. This process takes approximately 33,596,000,000 years. This is the galactic cluster which we currently live. However, different galactic clusters might be in a different cycles in the universe during this time.
During the set of cycles in the second quarter of the Great Aeon or the Aeon of Evolution Duration, life can be found in all 1 trillion galaxies including humans, though they may look different in shape, size, and behavior from us now. This lasts approximately for another 33,596,000,000 years. If we consider the current period of life, our planet Earth is now 4.8 billion years old and we are precisely in the 4th sub-cycle or the 4th Antarkalpa of 2nd Asankhya-kalpa in the current Mahakalpa.
During the set of cycles in the third quarter of the Great Aeon or the Aeon of Dissolution, the material parts of all 1 trillion galaxies in our cluster are being dissolved from fire, water or air approximately for another 33,596,000,000 years. This will be discussed in a separate video in the future as the content is overwhelming this video.
Fourth, or the last quarter of the Great Aeon or the Aeon of Dissolution Duration, the matter and the fine matter parts of the cluster is not visible in all 1 trillion galaxies for another 33,596,000,000 years. Therefore, the lifespan of the cluster, which we live, is approximately 134,384,000,000 years. This means the 3/4 of a Mahakalpa is immaterial. In other words, spiritual, rather than physical.
We are now seeing the 4th Antarkalpa of an Asankhya-kalpa. This is the Aeon of Evolution Duration. Now the galactic cluster is 6,719,200,000 years old and still the life is young here. There are 26,876,800,000 more years to come until the whole cluster dissolves with fire. There are 20 sub-eons called Antarkalpas for an Aeon. Duration of a sub-eon is approximately 1,679,800,000 years.
A sub-eon is further divided into 2 periods of time, one is called Uthsarpini while the other is called Auvasarpini. Each of these main yugas are further divided into 4 periods, Therefore, we have 8 yugas in total for an Antarkalpa. However, the lifespan of each yuga highly depends on the behavior of the dominating creatures lived during each period, so it differs in each life cycle. Due to this reason it's called Asankhya Kalpa.